Having rich parents is something that almost every child wants. That guarantees you a safe and secure future and a luxurious life. However, these billionaires don't want their children to think that money comes from doing nothing. Instead, they want their children to start from scratch and earn their own money. From Warren Buffett and Mark Zuckerberg to Michael Bloomberg, here is a list of some mega wealthy parents who have decided to cut their kids out of inheritance. In a world where immense wealth often flows from one generation to the next, they have chosen to break from tradition and not pass down their fortunes to their children. Instead of creating a dynastic wealth, they are dedicating their resources to philanthropic endeavors, leaving a lasting impact on society. Oracle of Omaha Warren Buffett has decided to give away the entire fortune he amassed through his brilliant investing moves. Warren Buffett, whose net worth is more than $112 billion, says, "Leave the children enough so that they can do anything, but not enough that they can do nothing." Standing by his words, he is now halfway towards his goal of donating his fortune to the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, run by his close friends. Warren has 3 children, all in their 60s now, and none of them has received a single penny in inheritance from their billionaire dad. Though he plans to leave a little for his children, he has donated most of his wealth for good use. If his goal was to motivate his children to challenge themselves, it has worked. Now, all 3 children are successful and making their name in their own fields. Buffett's eldest, Susan Alice Buffett, is a philanthropist in her own right. Middle child Howard has been a businessman, politician, and author. And youngest son Peter is a musician and composer. Though, as per the reports of the Washington Post, Buffett plans to leave his kids $2 billion each. Instead of leaving them cash, Buffett has pledged to leave stocks worth $2.1 billion in his company, Berkshire Hathaway, to each of his children's philanthropic organizations. Co-founder and ex-CEO of Google, Larry Page, has something different on his mind. While most of the billionaires have donated or are planning to donate to their charity or nonprofit organizations, Larry Page plans to donate it for the establishment of a human society on Mars. Sorry kids, this money's not for you. It's going to Uncle Elon, is what Page must have told his children when he told them about his plan of donating his wealth. Page and his wife, biologist Lucinda Southworth, have 2 children, a son born in 2009 and a second child born in 2011. And both of them are not going to receive a single penny from their dad. At a 2014 TED conference, he discussed some unorthodox plans for his fortune. Page said that instead of donating his wealth to a charity or nonprofit, he'd prefer to fund a visionary entrepreneur who could bring about dramatic change. Most people think corporations are basically evil. They get a bad rap, he said, calling SpaceX founder Elon Musk's plan to populate Mars philanthropic because it could provide a second home for humans. In the list of multi-billionaires who have signed the Giving Pledge, Sarah Blakely, CEO of Spanx, became the first woman to sign the pledge and commit to donating the majority of her wealth to charities specifically aimed at women. Sarah Blakely and her husband, Itzler, have 4 children. The eldest son, Laser Blake, born in 2009, twin sons Charlie and Lincoln, born in 2014, and daughter Tepper, born in 2016. Sarah made the decision to donate half of her wealth in 2013 when her son was only 3 years old. So when she told him she was going to give away half of her wealth, his response was, "Okay, mommy, can we do a puzzle now?" The man behind the software company that created the first commercially viable relational database is all set to donate 95% of his wealth to charitable causes, especially to his medical foundation. Larry Ellison is a self-made billionaire, and his constant efforts have grown Oracle from a startup with 3 programmers into the largest database software supplier and the second largest supplier of business applications. Larry is leading a lavish life. However, he wants his children to learn the value of money and encourage other billionaires to come forward and donate their wealth for welfare of the society. Ellison, though, was donating secretly for many years and was asked personally by Warren Buffett to sign the Giving Pledge. The 77-year-old tech billionaire has been married 4 times. He has 2 children with his former wife, Barbara Booth, Megan Ellison, and David Ellison. And it is needless to say, both of his children are making their own name and leading a successful life. The two are film producers. Megan has financed films such as Zero Dark 30 and American Hustle, while David produced mainstream movies like The Terminator and Mission Impossible. However, despite committing the majority of his wealth to charity, he also gave his children Oracle stock when they were still babies, and the company was in its growing phase. Now that both the stock and company are worth a lot more, he reportedly wants to teach them charitable giving too. The widow of Steve Jobs, Laureen Powell Jobs, is one of the richest women in the world. She inherited billions of dollars of stock in Apple and Disney when her husband, Steve, passed away in 2011. However, instead of keeping it in a trust fund for their 3 kids, she's planning on donating her massive fortune. She said in an interview with the New York Times in 2020, "I'm not interested in legacy wealth buildings, and my children know that. If I live long enough, it ends with me." Powell Jobs founded Emerson Collective in 2004, a private organization dedicated to creating systemic change in education, immigration, climate, and cancer research and treatment. The Jobs' eldest son, Reed, serves as a managing director at Emerson. Middle daughter Erin Sienna works as an architect and designer, and youngest, Eve, is a professional equestrian and once modeled for Glossier. Many tech titans like to fund their lifestyle with the billions they have made out of their ventures. But on the other hand, Mark Zuckerberg is known for his simplicity and minimalism. Having a net worth of more than $135 billion, Mark Zuckerberg has set an example for many people that a simple life is a happy life. Mark and his wife, Priscilla Chan, signed the Giving Pledge around the same time when they welcomed their first child, Max. In 2015, the Facebook co-founder said he would reroute 99% of the new baby's inheritance towards philanthropic efforts. Using the platform that he has created, Facebook, he wrote an open letter telling his plans to donate his wealth for the betterment of the next generation. "We have a moral responsibility to all children in the next generation," he posted, and even disclosed where it will be used. "Our initial areas of focus will be personalized learning, curing diseases, connecting people, and building strong communities." After signing the Giving Pledge, the couple launched the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative, which has the stated goal of advancing human potential and promoting equal opportunity. Their decision not to pass down their wealth to their children is driven by the belief that they can have a greater impact on the world by addressing pressing societal challenges rather than creating family dynastic wealth. They have chosen to involve their children in their philanthropic efforts, teaching them the value of giving back from an early age. Michael Bloomberg, a name synonymous with success in both the financial and political realms, has left an indelible mark on the world. With an astounding worth of $50 billion, he has opted for a unique way of passing down his wealth. As a father of 2 daughters, Georgina and Emma, he has made it clear that the lion's share of his wealth will not be bequeathed to his descendants. According to reports, Bloomberg is set to eventually transfer ownership of his company to a trust, overseen by his friends and family, that will subsequently finance his foundation, Bloomberg Philanthropies, which aims to create a brighter future. Conveying his message through a heartfelt letter, Bloomberg broke the news to the media. The letter read, "If you want to do something for your children and show how much you love them, the single best thing, by far, is to support organizations that will create a better world for them and their children." His donation sets an example that one can ensure their children's happiness by making this world a better place. Born to Polish immigrants, Bloomberg has worked hard his whole life. And even at the age of 80, he is working for the betterment of society by both donating his wealth and making a presence in politics. The man behind some of the most iconic films like Star Wars and Indiana Jones franchises is another billionaire who has chosen the path of philanthropy. Born in Modesto, California in 1944, Lucas's impact on popular culture is immeasurable. He created a cinematic universe that has captured the hearts and minds of millions worldwide. Yet, the fame never got to his head. Instead of passing down his massive fortune to his 4 children, he decided to dedicate his wealth to philanthropic endeavors. He signed the Giving Pledge in July 2010, but even before that, Lucas has donated billions to education and art through the George Lucas Educational Foundation. aiming to improve K-12 education in the United States, and has also contributed significantly to the development of the Lucas Museum of Narrative Art, a cultural institution designed to celebrate storytelling through art. Emphasizing the importance of education, Lucas wrote his pledge letter in a heartfelt manner. The letter read, "I am dedicating the majority of my wealth to improving education. It is the key to the survival of the human race." The dedication that Lucas has shown to making a better world for the next generation comes from the fact that 3 of his children are adopted, and the 4th one is born through surrogacy. He knows the bitter reality of how children who do not have access to quality education suffer, and he wants to change it. Bill Gates, co-founder of Microsoft, and his former wife Melinda have not only created a technological empire, but have also established one of the world's largest philanthropic foundations, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Founded in 2000, the foundation has garnered almost $70 billion in donations and has impacted the world in a positive manner. The nonprofit funds a variety of causes, with a particular focus on finding solutions to global issues like disease, poverty, climate change, and access to healthcare and education. The Gates have 3 children, Jennifer, Rory, and Phoebe, who, even though would inherit $10 million each, will need to navigate their life on their own and make their own fortune. Influenced by Warren Buffett, who has also decided to donate his wealth instead of passing it down to his children, the Microsoft founder said, "I definitely think leaving kids massive amounts of money is not a favor to them." Warren Buffett was part of an article in Fortune talking about this in 1986 before I met him, and it made me think about it and decide he was right. Though the high-profile divorce has impacted the social and personal life of the Gates, the dedication of Jennifer, Rory, and Phoebe towards shaping their own future has not changed. Known as a media magnate, apart from being a visionary leader, Ted Turner is someone who thinks about everyone around him. It was September 18, 1997, when Ted Turner was supposed to accept UNA's Global Leadership Award for his advocacy worldwide. However, while accepting the award, he stunned everyone when he announced that he was donating $1 billion to the United Nations. Turner has worked hard to achieve everything in his life. His journey started when he was young, and his father had a billboard business, Turner Outdoor Advertising. He used to help his father manage the business, but when his father passed away in 1963, he took complete charge of the business and rebranded it as Turner Broadcasting. Turner then went on to create 2 other highly successful and innovative cable television networks, CNN in 1980, the first 24-hour news channel, and TNT in 1988. However, in the later years, the large debt burden sustained from these purchases compelled Turner to almost immediately sell off not only MGM UA, a company he purchased, but also a share of the Turner Broadcasting System. But he didn't let this stop him. He started expanding his media empire more carefully and created Cartoon Network in 1992, which increased his wealth exponentially. Coming back to where we left off, when Turner made the announcement, it is important to note that Congress was withholding American dues payments to the United Nations, putting the U.S. in arrears. The United States is the largest funder of the United Nations, so this political dispute in Washington, D.C. was threatening UN operations worldwide. Turner wanted to give the money directly to the UN to help defray the effects of American arrears. But it turned out that individuals could not contribute to the UN in this way. So instead, he created the United Nations Foundation to support the work of the UN worldwide. Over the years, $1 billion has been donated by Ted Turner for UN cause and has signed the Giving Pledge, a campaign to encourage extremely wealthy people to contribute most of their wealth to philanthropic causes. However, Turner, who has been married and divorced 3 times and has 5 children, will not be passing down all of his vast net worth to his children and family. And it seems like Turner's children will be alright with his decision, as they are doing pretty well in their lives. Reed Hastings is the person who should be blamed for the ruined sleep schedule that our generation has. Founder of Netflix, Hastings is a man with vision. Born on October 8, 1960, in Boston, Massachusetts, Hastings has played a significant role in revolutionizing the way people consume entertainment content. Reed Hastings co-founded Netflix in 1997 with Mark Randolph. Initially, the company started as a DVD by mail rental service, which allowed subscribers to rent DVDs online and have them delivered to their homes. This innovative approach disrupted the traditional video rental market dominated by companies like Blockbuster. However, what truly transformed Netflix and catapulted it into global prominence was its transition into a streaming platform. Under Hastings' leadership, Netflix shifted its focus to streaming video content over the internet, a move that not only expanded its reach, but also altered the entertainment landscape. Today, Netflix boasts a vast library of movies, TV series, documentaries, and original content, making it a household name in entertainment. However, despite being one of the most successful entrepreneurs, he likes to live his life like most of us do, taking yearly holidays and watching Netflix in the evenings. He also enjoys spending time with his wife, Patricia Chillin, and their 2 children, and taking care of his pets, which include a couple of Nigerian dwarf goats. It is hard to believe that a person who can spend his holidays in luxurious villas while visiting an island is humble enough to think for the welfare of others. Recently, he donated $120 million to historically black universities in the US. Hastings has also created a $100 million fund at the Silicon Valley Community Foundation focused on education. He signed up for the Giving Pledge too, hinting at a significantly reduced inheritance for his children. He believes in giving back to the society that has made him who he is. For him, his roots are important. He has climbed his way up from being a door-to-door salesman to a multi-millionaire and wants his children to learn the value of hard work as well. In a world often characterized by the intergenerational transfer of vast wealth, Bernard "Bernie" Marcus has decided that his immense fortunes should not be a birthright for his children. Instead, he is dedicating their wealth to philanthropic causes and societal betterment, leaving behind a legacy of giving. Marcus's life story is one of entrepreneurial success and a deep commitment to philanthropy. Bernie Marcus was born on May 12, 1929 in Newark, New Jersey, to Russian Jewish immigrant parents. From a very young age, he had a strong work ethic and high ambitions. However, his life was not that easy when he was a child. Marcus wanted to become a doctor but could not afford the tuition because of his family's financial situation. So, being the empathetic person he is, he worked for his father as a cabinet maker. After earning a bachelor's degree in pharmaceuticals in 1954, he worked various jobs, including as a pharmacist and a salesman, that helped him gain experience in retail and customer service. As he worked for several companies, his entrepreneurial spirit became evident, and he tried his hand at starting his own businesses before co-founding the Home Depot. This venture became the cornerstone of his successful career and a transformative force in the retail industry. As of today, the Home Depot is the largest home improvement retailer in the United States. The company sells tools, construction products, appliances, and services, including fuel and transportation rentals. Following the lead of other billionaires who have signed the Giving Pledge, in 2019, Bernie Marcus announced to the Atlanta Journal-Constitution that he plans to give away 90% of his $5.9 billion fortune to charity. In the letter, he wrote, "It has always been my belief that leaving enormous wealth for our children does nothing to stimulate their ability to make it on their own, encouraging his children to work hard for themselves." Though he has already donated over $2 billion to charitable organizations across the globe, it's estimated he could give away over $6 billion in his lifetime. Showcasing the feeling of being satisfied, he said, "I've got all the houses I need. I live very well. My kids are taken care of. Everything I live for now is finding the right things to put my money into, and that can give me a rate of return in emotion and doing good things for this world." It is notable that he has dedicated his hard-earned money towards upliftment of the society. Since the very beginning, he has donated $250 million to build the Georgia Aquarium, the nation's largest such facility, given $25 million to Autism Speaks, an autism advocacy and research operation, as well as founded and funded the Marcus Institute for Children and Teenagers with Developmental Disabilities. He's also the chairman of the Marcus Foundation and has funded military veterans, free enterprise, and Jewish causes, like his $25 million donation in 2016 to a blood donation center in Israel. Apart from donating to social causes, he has also donated to political parties and candidates. Marcus was reported to be one of Trump's biggest donors in the 2016 election, having contributed $7 million to help elect him. For the 2018 midterms, Marcus donated $7.9 million to outside money groups, mostly political action committees like the Senate Leadership Fund and the John Bolton Super PAC, and entirely to Republicans. Marcus's approach to life sets an example for everyone. By donating his wealth, he has not only helped millions of people, but also extended his legacy to the end of time. In a world where everyone wants to give their children the most luxurious life possible, these people show that there's something more valuable than money. And it is the satisfaction you get when you see your children working hard for themselves and your hard-earned money being put to good use.